So you should be able to pull up.
It might take a minute.
Why this song?
It's loud.
Loud.
I don't want that to be loud when it's not the kind of music I want. There we go. Hi. Can y'all hear me? Sup, sponge? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good.
So if you were on a few minutes ago, we were doing some testing with some of the output sound and things like that. So we could have set it to private, but we wanted it to go out and just verify with the public. So we'll give a few minutes for everybody to be able to join.
How is everybody? The only thing is, I can't see how many people we have.
If you zoom this out, you should be able to see. There's a section where you can see comments.
I guess I'll go. Doesn't matter. Hi. 16. Oh, okay. I see it now up at the top. I see it at the top. Okay, so I'm going to give it like 2 minutes and then we'll get started. So this is going to be on the Cameo. Everything that I'm showing you is in silhouette for the Cameo. So I don't know anything about Cricut. I'm not sure how that works. So you want me to hit continue?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that works. It won't sign in there if I'm on here. I don't know how that works. How did this morning go? I'll announce that. After this, I'm going live on TikTok to work on some orders, and I'll give my announcement then. Hi. Okay, so what I'm going to be showing you, for this. You guys can see my screen good, right? Like right in the middle. What up, Clay? Hi, HP. So I'm going to be showing you how to measure your templates. I'm going to be showing you how to bring your templates in if it's a swirl, how to make them fit. I'm going to be showing you, so everything today is about templates because I know a lot of people struggle with templates. So I'm going to be showing you, and there is quite a bit of a lag on my end. So I'm just going to bring in one of Yaneli's templates. I'm going to do the honeycomb.
The one thing that we wanted to establish is you being able to see the screen of what Beth is doing. That way, whenever the live is over, if you wanted to go and play this back and see real time what measurements, what settings, how she's doing different things depending on the template that she's working with, resizing, whenever it's ready to cut, all of those things matter, especially if you have a cameo and it's in the box, or if you have a cameo that you're like, I don't know this, the tips and tricks on how to do this is going to be beneficial, especially if you're a beginner using this type of software. By this time, Beth has used it thousands of times, and so it's easy for her to navigate the layout. And plus the screen that you're seeing, the broad screen, that screen is for the Cameo 5 software.
Yes.
The Cameo 4 software looks a little bit different. All of the settings are pretty much the same.
It's the same. It's the same. It's just a different layout.
Right. So some of this can translate over and be exactly the same. But how the background is black, I think it's like a white grayish on the older software.
Yeah.
But as far as the Cameo 5, naturally every machine that you have, you need to make sure. So if you look at the top right corner where it says machine, you will see hers says machine Cameo 5. Right to the side of that, there is a triangle, a down triangle. It shows all of the machines. So depending on what machine that you might have, you select that machine. So if you've got a Cameo 4, a Cameo 3, a Cameo Pro, you would select that type. That way your machine coordinates with the settings in the software. Plus the feed through, most people have that auto manual to where the mat goes in and pulls as it's going back and forward. The cutting mat, we are using a 12 by 12 cutting mat. Some of these have longer mats, so it might be a 24 by 12. If you have a Cameo Pro, those are wider mats by length and width. So some of these things, we don't want to take for granted that everybody might know it because everybody might not. So establishing a basic floor to where everybody can kind of entry level in and kind of build your skill set from there. That's what we want to accomplish with this. So I'm going to hand it over to Beth. I've got some stuff to do on my side, but just to kind of give you an introduction to what we wanted to, have the benefit for doing lives over here versus on the other side, on the other platform. So I'm going to hand it off to her, but thank you. Share the live out and let everybody know that she's live on here. And again, each other, you guys follow each other, build up your accounts, help one another, build up each other's account, like and subscribe to one another. That way we can all kind of transition over and still be able to follow one another and know who each other is without loss, right? Because, again, we don't know what's going to happen, but we want to be prepared, be ready, and be proactive, not reactive. to whatever comes.
All right, so what I did was I brought in Yaneli's template, okay? This is her honeycomb template, and on the screen, you see you have the small ones, the big ones, and then these two down here are for the outlines. I'm going to slide these over to the side. So this outline goes with this one, and the little outline goes with this one. You can tell which one's the offset because there's double lines, not single lines, okay? So I'm going to just move these off the side. And we're going to just say that we're going to, this is the one that I use majority of the time, okay? This is the one that I use majority of the time. So this is the big honeycomb swirl. So it's the one that has the piece of vinyl that goes down in the center, right? It has, you put the swirl, you put your vinyl down, and then you can do your glitter. Now, a lot of people ask me, how do you get the vinyl to cut in one piece? So that's what I'm going to show you. So we're going to pretend like this template right here is for a 20-ounce skinny. Now, that's what I use majority of the time is a 20-ounce skinny. Mine are from USA Tumbler supplier. So always measure your cup first to make sure that the measurements are correct. But I'm just going to put in my typical measurements. So with this one, this is a 20 ounce. So my measurements typically are 9.25 wide by 8 high. So I'm just going to come over here to the transform panel. And then you're going to see these little bars up at the top. One is to align, one is to scale, one is to rotate, and it'll tell you if you hover over it. So I want to scale. So I'm going to come right here where it says specify dimensions. And I'm going to unlock that because if you don't lock it, if you keep it locked, it's going to throw your measurements off, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to go in my width. I'm going to go to 9.25. And then I'm going to click apply. So as you see, it drew this out a little bit. Okay? Pulled it out a little bit, should I say. If you have any questions while I'm doing this, I have comments pulled up on the iPad. Okay? Does everybody follow me so far? I just wanted to check to make sure I didn't lose connection. Hi. Okay. All right. So now let's say that we're ready to cut our vinyl. So these solid green pieces are going to be what represents your vinyl. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to right click and you're going to click ungroup. Okay. Now in order to line them up, now you could move this over here and you could try to be all fancy and do it yourself and line it up and all, but you don't have to do that. Okay. I'm going to show you the super, super fast way to do it. So just grab you something to write on because you're going to need it. So you're going to click on this first triangle. Okay, you're going to click on this first one. And up at the top where the X and the Y axes are, you're going to see 9 little squares right up here at the top. And the one to the far left is the one that is selected. Once you click on that green piece, it's going to tell you what your X-axis is. And that's the number you want to write down. So that one says 1.426. Don't go by that number because that number is not going to be the same every single time. Okay? Now that you have that number written down, you're going to click on the second piece. However, you have to go up to those squares and put it to the far right. So it calculates the right piece, okay? Then in the x-axis, you're going to type in that number that you just wrote down. Once you do that and you hit enter, your piece is going to go perfectly in line. See that? Did I lose anybody? Or does that help you? And that is with anything. Okay? And that is with anything that has a piece that has to be cut out. You lost sound? Oh God, I hope not. I have to give a huge shout out to Kim, who is the owner of Bravo Designs. Without her, I would have never known this. So I'm just expanding on her teaching me. The next thing I'm going to teach you is another thing that she taught me. Okay? So now that you have your pieces together, you're going to just left click and select both pieces. You're going to be able to tell that it is two pieces because you're going to see them side by side. What you're going to do is you're going to right click and you're going to group. So now it is one solid piece. Okay, one solid piece. Kim is absolutely the best. She has her YouTube channel up, so make sure you go follow her. She's the most amazing teacher ever. So that is how you pull your pieces. Now I'll show you another one just so you can see how it works. That was the honeycomb. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to do diamonds and stripes. Okay. So this is another one. All of these templates are Yanelli's. What I love about her templates is she has the piece for the vinyl in green. Okay. So we're just going to say, hypothetically, well, this is not a good one to show because you can ungroup this piece. So when you need this one for your vinyl, just resize it, ungroup, and pull your piece out. I don't cut these two on the end. I just come up here, right click, ungroup, and I just snag this middle piece. And then boom, you're done. Okay? So I'm going to show you another one. I believe it's the Southwestern Swirl. Let me look. Southwestern Swirl. I believe this is one Kim made me. Because it says 30 ounce bed. Let's pull it up. This might be one where she already did it. She already did it for me. Okay. So let me find one where it's not. I'm going to go to merge. Deanna, I'm going to place in my order today. I didn't forget. Just trust and believe. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's see, cut out one. No, that one's already done. Which I could undo, but let me do cut out too. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, right here, you see these green pieces. There's an echo I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. Uh-oh. I don't know how to fix it. I know, I'm trying to figure out why it's echoing. Hold on a minute. What about now? Still? Is it still echoing?
It's only happened just a second ago. Did you change anything?
I didn't touch anything. I mean, is it still echoing now? Damn it.
Hold tight. It's just one of those things. One of those things. Did you need it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, stickers. About now. Hello, how are you? How are you?
Is that better? That's better?
Okay.
So we're good now? Is it gone? It's still there? Ah. I don't know how to fix it's still there. Oh, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know. Yeah, my iPad is completely down. Is it difficult to follow though with the echo? I probably just need to get like a small mic. It's gone? Who knows? Okay. So let me start from where I was at. Okay, so this part here that you see in green is where pretend that is your vinyl. Okay? Okay, good. Thank you. Pretend that is your vinyl. You're going to right click and ungroup. Okay? Now what that did is it separated this green piece and this green piece. Okay? So I'm going to click on the bigger piece. I'm going to come up to where my squares are. You see the 9 little squares. Make sure that when you do your first piece, which is always going to be the piece to the left, okay? You want to come up here and make sure that your box is checked to the left. You see now that that x-axis is different than the one we had before. So we're going to do 2.154 is our number. Now you click on the one to the right. You're going to come up here to your boxes. You're going to change it to the third one, which is it says center at top right. You're going to come back in your x-axis and you're going to type in that number that you just wrote down. I forgot to turn on closed captions when I started. So you see how it threw it over? Like it just took the guesswork out? See how easy that was? Then what you would do is just move this off. Select these two. You see here's a square and here's a square. So they're in two spots. Right click and group, and now you have your piece for your vinyl. So you're not cutting two separate pieces. I know I keep looking over here because I'm looking at the comments. But the two separate pieces welded as one is going to be your vinyl, instead of you trying to cut one little triangle out and then cut this triangle out and piece them together, right? You're just going to slap them together and call it a day and cut your vinyl, okay? You always want to make sure that you measure your cup. So I'm going to show you again for this one. It does not matter. All of the templates you see up on this screen are from Ellie's Crafty Code. That's Yanelli, aka Queso, okay? In her templates, if there is a cutout, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see her template, and you're going to see her cutout. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is you want to take this green piece and this green piece and make it one, so you can cut your vinyl in one piece. Okay? So you're going to click on the template and you're going to click ungroup. Right click, ungroup. Now it made it essentially it made it three pieces. The two pieces and the template. Yes, you'll be able to rewatch it. It'll be saved. You're going to click on the one furthest to the left, which is this long piece, okay? You're going to come up here to the 9 little squares. It's where your X and Y axis is at the top, okay? When you're doing the left piece, which is the furthest to the left, you're going to make sure that you have the first little square checked. Once you click that first little square, you're going to write down the number that's beside the X. We're not worried about Y. We only are worried about X. Okay? So that is 1.448. So now, in order to make it one seamless piece, we're going to click on the right piece. We're going to go up to the 9 little squares. You're going to pick the third one on the top. You're not messing with the second row or the third row, just the top row, 1 and 3. Now that you have the third box selected, you're going to take that number out of the X box and you're going to type in 1.448, enter. You see how it just threw it over there? Select them both, right click, group. Now you have one whole piece. One whole piece. Any questions about that? The little X axis, not X box, but X axis. There, up here at the top, you're going to see an X and then a box, a Y, then a box. You're not going to mess with anything that's in the Y box. You're going to just change the number that's in the X box, the box beside the X. Okay? Does everybody understand that portion of it? So this is to cut your vinyl. So you would put, you would slide this piece off because here's your template and here's your vinyl. Now, as you all know, this week, Kim helped me tremendously because I was doing nothing but wasting vinyl. So is this for when the template is already applied to the cup? No, this is before you cut anything. No, I'm not starting over. Bye, Aaron. This is before you cut anything. Because you'll have your one strip of vinyl and then you will have your template part. Okay, so this week Kim showed me how to not waste any more vinyl. So again, kudos to Kim at Bravo Designs. I want to see how I can line this up on the cup. So I'm going to bring in a piece of vinyl in just a second. I'm going to bring in a piece of vinyl. I forgot to cut captions on. So I'm going to go to, we're just going to pull in one. I don't even know if, yeah, I have this one. Okay, so we're going to pull in the dandelions. Okay, so this is just the image. I'm going to make this a 12 by 12 because that's the size that we print at. Right? No, I'm not doing it again. You'll have to wait till the live is over, rewatch it. Okay, so this is your cutting mat. This gray box here, okay? Pretend like that is your cutting box. So you've changed it to 12 by 12. This would be the color, this would be the vinyl that was on my actual mat, okay? Ready to be cut. Do you know how much vinyl I've wasted not doing it this way? 1 billion. So because this is green, first of all, we need to bring this, right click, bring to the front. And now we can maneuver this any way we want. Okay? So normally I just put it on the mat, eyeball it, and pray for the best. But thanks to Kim, I don't have to do that anymore. So I would come here and I would be like, okay, I want to grab these pieces. Or could I turn it this way and grab these pieces? Because either way, it's going to cut. But see, that's off the mat. So I'd have to come down some. And I could maneuver this piece. Right? I could maneuver this piece to wherever I wanted it. Okay? And that looks good to me. So when I place this vinyl on my actual mat, when I line this up and I leave it where it's at, that's the part that's going to cut. So I get this set up. I load my vinyl onto my mat. I put it into my machine. I just take this and slide it off and cut it right there. Now, if you were doing circles, let's say you were doing circles, you could place your circles all over this mat, and then when you pull the vinyl off, your outline stays solid. So now where that's at, you get your mat, you load your vinyl, and you put it in and you go. And easy peasy lemon squeezy. Isn't that what Kim says? That's what she always says. Can you, hold on one second. Okay. So, that's how you piece your pattern, and that is how you, right. I don't do well with Cricut. Now, you can use the Silhouette Studio software for the Cricut, which means you could do everything you wanted to do, but then you're going to have to save it, take it over, and then cut it. The Cameo, I promise you, I've had both, and hands down, the Cameo is the easiest to use. Like, so easy. If you use the Silhouette Studio for your Cricut, it has to be business edition to be able to save as an SVG, PNG, blah, 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 whatever. Okay? So just make sure, like, I can teach you all the things about Silhouette. I can't teach you anything about a Cricut. Just can't. Sorry. It doesn't happen that way. I'm a Cameo gal. So now I'm going to show you something that Kim got onto me about for, what, Kim? At least a year. Right? It was at least a year. Beth, stop cutting your templates out by hand. My response? No. Beth, stop cutting your templates out by hand. My response? No. This went back and forth, back and forth. I know. I do. I already know. I know it was a year easy. Kim can confirm. At least a year. Then when I did it, I was like, oh my God. So much easier. So let's say, since we've all got this part, let's say you're about to cut this template. You're going to cut it out on double-sided adhesive. Well, if you do that, you're going to have to cut that out by hand. No, I don't listen. So right now, I'm going to get rid of all this because we've already gotten that part. So your template is red. So let's click on this and see what our measurements are. This would be where you put in the measurements of the cup. Okay? Whatever measurements you get, that's good across the board. So we're going to pretend like this is for a 20 skinny. I'm going to change this to 9.25. I'm going to leave the 8 alone, and I'm going to hit apply. So now my dimensions are 9.25 by 8. So 9.25 around the cup, 8 from top to bottom. I'm going to come over here to my tools box, shapes, drawing tool, whatever. And I'm going to grab the rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle. I have to change the color. So I'm going to go up here to the second box. I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to select black. Now my template is red, and my box is black. Now, in order for this to work, you have to make the black box, which is going to, we'll call it your outline box. You have to take your outline box and make it the same size as your template. So we're going to come over here, we're going to do 9.25, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to do 8, and we're going to click apply. And boom, it's the same exact size. Okay? But now we need to make sure that when we load our double-sided adhesive into the Cameo, that it cuts and it's the exact same. So you're just going to select these two, come up here, and you're going to click center. It looks like a little bullseye. You're going to click center. And now they're together. Okay? Now they're together. I'm taking a minute because I know there's a lag. Have I lost you? We good? I'm just trying not to go too fast. And the good thing is you can go back and rewatch. And zoom through all my chit chat and BS. Okay. Here's where you have to pay attention. Caitlin, bye. You ain't lost. Here's where you have to pay attention. When you send this to the machine, no ma'am, what? Are y'all lost? Okay, you're good. Okay, thank you. Because I can't, Caitlin be playing too much. Okay, so, hi, queso. So, when you go to send this to the machine, you're not going to do your standard cut. You have standard, you have outline, and then you have whatever that is. I don't ever use that. We have two different color lines, so I'm going to pick on, I want to tell this machine to cut by line color. Okay? I want the machine to cut by line color because I'm going to have different settings. Okay? Don't pay any attention to this transparent piece because there's not a check mark. Not Kim saying she's learning a lot and she's the one that taught me. Oh gosh, she got jokes. Okay, so you see your red line and your black line. Those both have check marks. Okay. I don't know the settings of your machine. So whatever you normally cut your double-sided adhesive out on, that's what you would use for the red. Okay. So I have my little notebook somewhere. Because mine, I have to take that thing all the way up. So, for the red, I'm going to change down here. You see right here, we're only changing the red. That's what's selected right now. I'm going to take my force up to a 30. I'm going to leave the speed alone, and I'm going to leave the blade depth alone, which normally I put that at a 2. So that is for your template. You can save these. I don't know how to do that yet because this is all new to me. Once Kim gets her videos going, she can redo a whole new video and show you how to do all of it and save it. So now we have those settings for the template. Now we're going to move to the outline. This is where it matters. Because this is what's going to cut your template out. So when you weed off your double-sided adhesive, it cuts it out all for you. So for me, I have to take my force up to a 35. And I have to take my blade depth to a 3. And then I hit send. So what's going to happen is when you hit send, your little cameo is going to go in there. It's going to cut all your template, right? Then, once it's done with that, it's going to go back in and it's going to cut that border out for you. And then you're done. So you don't have to cut it with your scissors and cut a gash out and then it don't line up. Because the way Yanelli's templates are, they're perfection. Okay? Ellie's Crafty Co. has perfect templates. If they don't line up, then that's on you. Because you didn't do something right. It's not because the design is off. It's because something went wrong with your measuring. Go back when this is over and re-watch it. Take notes. Get you a notebook. Like, I love notebooks. Get you a 5-subject notebook and write down templates. That's going to be your first subject. Write all the things you can down about templates. That's what this is. Except I don't have a 5-subject notebook and I'm kind of sad, but write everything down. But the way Yanelli's templates work, they're going to line up every single time. Every time. Every time. That I have used templates from other places, even off Etsy. You will not go wrong using templates from her because they're the best. She will take the time because you look at it and you're like, that's not going to match up, but it will. It will. And even the serape with the tiny little lines, it's going to line up. So just buy your templates from her and then you won't have that to worry about. Okay? Said what I said. All right, so that's how you get the box around. So when you go, does anybody have any questions about that? Yes, I learned that the hard way. Template first, then your border second. Yeah, and that's here. Mine's first, second. So, does anybody have any questions about that part? Because I have one more thing that I want to share with you about this, about templates. And then we'll be pretty much done because that's what I wanted to show you was the most commonly asked questions. Deanna, that's a shame. It's a shame. Not the 2710 subject. I didn't even know they made 10 subject notebooks. He's probably on TikTok. You're wrong order, Mo. No, I really don't need notebooks. No, I haven't released that yet. I'll be making an announcement when I go on TikTok. So nobody has any questions about this, right? Okay. So the last thing I'm going to show you is everybody says, how do you get, like on the honeycomb, how do you get, this is my Yanelli folder right here. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at it. And that's even, no, I don't even own every one she has. So we're going to go back to the honeycomb. Everybody says, how do you do the outline all in one. Well, this is another lesson that Bravo taught me. This is typically the pattern that I use. Okay. Now, once you have epoxied your cup, okay, once you've epoxied your cup and you're ready for the outline, your height is going to stay the same. So, if I measured my cup at 9.25 wide by 8 high, you are not going to change the height. The height is going to stay at 8. Okay? However, when you put epoxy on the cup, your width is going to change. So once you have epoxied it and you've sanded it and whatever else you need to do to get it to the point to where you're ready for an outline, then you remeasure your cup. Do you know how long I spent hand outlining a honeycomb? That is not a good thing when you have OCD. It's just not. Absolutely not. So, learning how to do it this way is amazing. So the key is, rule number 1, leave the height the same. Do not change the height. The height of your cup didn't change. Right? So you would go here and you would put 8 for the height. It should already be there. Well, let's do it this way. So 8's already there. Now, pre-epoxy, the width was 9.25. Okay? So now what you're going to do is, now that your cup's been epoxied, sanded, all that good stuff, you're going to remeasure the width. So let's say it went up to 9.313. So it went from 9 1/4 to 9 5/16, whatever. Right? Yes. Do not touch the height. Once you remeasure and you get your new width, hit apply. Once you do that, that outline is going to fit perfectly. It's going to fit like a glove. That's all you have to do. And I actually, when I go live on TikTok, I have an order that is a honeycomb that I have to do. Okay? So, this is what you do. Do not change the height. You're only going to change the width. Once you do that, and you go to wrap that around the cup in one piece, it's going to fit beautifully. You're not going to have any overhang. You're not going to be short. It's going to fit perfect. But you cannot change the height. Because if you change the height, then the honeycombs are going to be higher. And that's with anything. The tanagram, the honeycomb, whatever else she has the pinstripes for. If you change the height, then it's not going to work. The only thing you're going to change is the width. And that's it. So, does anybody... Yes, I am going live on TikTok. Yes. Does anybody have any questions about that? Yeah, if you change the height by accident, before you cut it, just go on in there and rechange it. That's it. Just make sure that you check your measurements before you do that cut. and you'll be fine. So does anybody have any questions at all for that? So I feel like we covered the main questions I get. How to size it. How to get your vinyl shaped to where it's right. How to cut the offset. Those are the 3 main questions I normally get. Okay? So again, you can go back and rewatch this. If this video does not have live beside it, then I'm not live anymore. And if you are typing to me and I don't answer you, that's why. It's because I'm not live. I do not have a question about this, but I have another easy question. Okay, go ahead. How do you bring a template into Silhouette? Okay, so I have a folder on my desktop called Templates. That is my whole Ellie's Craft Co. folder. I'm going to go to File, Merge. Here's my template folder. Okay. I'm going to, let's say I want to do plaid. No, let's not do plaid. Let's do the honeycomb. We're stuck on the honeycomb. You're going to go to Merge. You're going to go to File, Merge, pick your template. Don't get the PNG or the JPEG, or if there's anything else in there, you want the other version. You want the Silhouette Studio version. You're just going to click OK, and voila. It brings them in. Yes, now after if you're watching the replay, you can still type a question and we'll still answer. Okay? So don't worry about that at all. And if another member happens to see the question, they can answer as well too, because chances are they know. So that's how you go. File, merge, go to where you have your folders, your templates saved, grab it from there, hit OK, boom, you're done. So any questions? I know that there's a lag, but I'll wait and you can ask any questions. And I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Why I don't have a wrench? Huh? A wrench? What are you talking about? Why I don't have a tool? Tool or wrench? You did it! Good job! Good job! I have no idea. Oh. Oh. Oh, I can't do it on there. I'll fix it when I do my next live. Yeah, I'll do it when I do my next live. Because I need to add Donna too. So, any questions? Because if not, we're done. I hope that this was helpful. Again, these are Yaneli's templates. I will state, if you buy a template from her, if you purchase anything from her, and you have an issue or question or concern, she is super, super quick to respond. Now, keep in mind, she has a family, all that good stuff, right? So give her a little bit of grace. And, yeah, I need to get Bravo too. But she's super helpful at answering questions. And so is Kim. Kim is amazing. So I really hope that this was helpful. And we'll work on the echo and all that good stuff. This is our second live in, so I appreciate you guys. I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know why. But I appreciate you guys hopping on. The video will be saved. YouTube Lives will be saved and uploaded as a video. Feel free to go back and watch, skip through the chatter, skip through the questions, throw it to the TV, do it along with me. However you need to do it, you can do it. So I'll be, when I log off of here, I will be hopping on to TikTok, and I will be live over there because I have some cups that I have to work on. So I will see you guys over there. So thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.